Welcome to your 10-minute full body yoga stretch. I'm Tati and I'll be guiding you through today's class. So coming to face the back of your mat in child's pose, knees are wide apart, big toes touching, and melting the upper body down towards the earth. Sinking the hips towards the heels, resting your forehead on the earth. And just taking a few deep breaths here as we arrive in our practice today. Inhale, gazing forward and walking the hands over towards the left side. You can either place your right palm next to your left or stacking it on top, finding a stretch across the right side body. Inhale and switching over, walking the hands through center and over to the right side. Left palm next to the right or stacking it on top. Sinking the hips towards the heels, softening the belly. And inhale, walking the hands back through center, pressing yourself up just briefly through tabletop before melting the hips down, finding into Sphinx pose, sliding the forearms forward, gazing straight ahead. So pressing the belly into the mat. One more breath. And exhale, sliding the hands alongside the body, pressing up into all fours and finding your downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. Finding length in the spine, don't worry if your knees are bent. Maybe shaking the head yes and no. And then finding stillness for a few breaths in your downward facing dog, rooting through all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. Inhale, gazing forward, walking the feet forward towards the top of the mat. Hip width distance apart and finding into ragdoll. So a generous bend in the knee is fine here. Maybe holding onto opposite elbows and gently swaying from left to right. Releasing your lower back. Chin tucked towards the chest. And just releasing any tension you might still be holding onto in your shoulders and your neck. And releasing the hands, inhale, halfway lift, flat back, fingertips on the mat or the shins. And exhale, plant the palms, step back into high plank position. We're just here for one breath. And exhale, lower the knees, finding into all fours, tabletop position for a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, dip the belly, gazing forward in cow pose. Exhale, pressing the floor away, rounding the spine into cat. Inhale, dip the belly, gazing forward. And exhale, round. Flowing through a few in your own time. Next, inhale, finding your neutral spine, and then stepping the right foot forward between the hands, finding into low lunge. Fingertips on the mat, gazing forward, so finding length in the spine, sinking the hips down. And inhale, rooting through the front foot, using your core strength to reach the arms up into low lunge, sinking the hips low, opening your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, framing the front foot and step back into all fours, tabletop, giving the backs of the feet a little tap. And then inhale, stepping the left foot forward between the hands, coming into your low lunge. Fingertips remain on the mat, gazing forward, sinking down into the right hip. So you want to be feeling a nice stretch on the outside of the right leg and hip. Nice deep belly breaths. Inhale, rooting through the front foot, using your core strength, reaching the arms up, sinking into your low lunge. Expansion in the chest, opening your heart. And exhale, framing the front foot, stepping yourself back through all fours, tabletop, pressing the hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog. And you can either stay here or move through it in vinyasa. So inhale, ripple the spine forward into high plank. Inhale, one breath here, nice strong core. Exhale, keeping the elbows tucked, lowering all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, cobra, peeling the chest up. And exhale, rolling over the back toes, finding downward facing dog. Inhale, dropping the knees, walking the hands a few inches forward. So finding space so you can meld your upper body down into puppy pose. So the hips stay over the knees, perhaps resting your forehead on the mat. Nice deep stretch across the shoulders and the spine. And inhale, gently pressing yourself back up, finding into a seated position. And we're going to come into our butterfly forward fold, so bringing the bottoms of the feet to touch, interlacing the hands around the toes, and maybe starting off by bouncing your knees from left up and down. And then finding a nice tall spine. Inhale, exhale, bending at the elbows and finding yourself into butterfly forward fold. You can use the elbows to press down on your calves. It helps intensify the stretch. And inhale, gently finding back up, crossing the right foot in front, left foot either comes on top into fire log pose. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can also place a block underneath the knee or just come into a cross-legged position with the left foot in front. From here, you also have options. You can either stay with the hands alongside the body with a nice tall spine, or you can come to fold forward. So it really depends on how this feels in your knees, in your body, always respecting where your body is. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. And inhale, gently pressing yourself up if you were folded forward. And from here, we're going to place both feet onto the mat, about hip width distance apart, placing your hands behind you, fingertips facing your hips, and then you can gently knock your knees from left to right. So windscreen wipering your knees, releasing any tension in the hips. We've done quite a lot of stretching of our hips. The next time you come through center, we're just going to do a brief boat pose. So holding the inside of the knees, lifting the feet up, nice strong core, and you can either stay here or straighten the arms, or if you're feeling like you need a bit more strength today, you can also straighten the legs up towards the sky into full boat. You choose your option today. Taking 2 rounds of breath. Feeling the heat build, and exhale, release, coming back into your cross-legged position. We're going to be doing fire log on the other side, so right foot stacks on top, so right knee is over the left ankle. If you aren't practicing fire log, you can do this pose just with a normal cross-legged position. So again, option to place something underneath the knee if you need the added height. So you can stay in a nice tall spine, or you can start to fold forward and release into fire log on the other side for 5 breaths. Tuning in with the quality of your breath, noticing if it's shallow or deep, smooth, how fast are you breathing. And by consciously taking slower, deeper breaths, we can calm our nervous system and come into a more balanced state of being. Inhale, slowly coming out, staying either in a cross-legged position, or you can come into a kneeling position, finding thunderbolt. So sitting the hips down onto the heels, resting the hands on the thighs, closing your eyes, and taking deep breaths all the way into the belly, and exhale. Blinking open the eyes and just taking a few shoulder rolls forward, releasing any tension in the shoulders, and then reversing the direction of your circles. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, palms to touch overhead. Exhale, right hand comes onto left knee, left arm floats behind, finding a twist, gazing over your left shoulder. And inhale, release, sweeping the arms back up and switching sides, gazing over your right shoulder. Inhale, coming back through center and finding a comfortable cross-legged position. Bringing the chin towards the chest and rolling the neck around in big circles in one direction. Again, we want to bring ease and softness into our neck and our shoulders. You might like to close the eyes for this, reversing the direction of the circle. And then finding stillness, resting the hands on the knees, Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and finding a nice tall spine. Tuning in with how you feel. Feeling love in your heart space, perhaps for someone or something. And then I invite you to extend that love towards yourself, thanking yourself for making the time to nourishing your body and your spirit, bringing palms to touch and bowing the gaze. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing this short full body yoga stretch. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. I've also linked a number of other classes that you can do if you'd like to continue your yoga practice with me, and if you haven't already subscribed, that's a really great way to support my channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat again real soon. All my love.